Hey sweeties, this week I was so deep into these BL series that I don't even know where to start. I've watched everything from those intense confessions to just pure drama, and trust me, my emotions were all over the place. So many moments had me cheering, tearing up, or just straight up yelling at my screen. I'm counting them down for you, from the ones I liked to the ones I absolutely loved this week. There were surprises, heartwarming moments, a few scenes that almost broke me. Honestly, it's been one of those weeks where I just got way too attached to these characters. And let me tell you, some of these stories really put me through it. So, I'm starting with the ones that had me hooked, but not entirely satisfied, all the way up to the episode that totally stole the spotlight from me this week. Let me know if you're watching any of these two and which one topped your list. I'll also be revealing last week's poll results for the BL series that stole the spotlight. So stick with me to find out our top of the list. Starting with Fourever You episode 4. I honestly think this is my favorite episode yet. I was a little nervous that Hill and Ter's story might start to drag on. But wow, this episode totally proved me wrong. They finally opened up about their feelings for each other and the chemistry between Pond and Earth. Just perfect. You can feel it even though it's their first BL together. That kiss after they confessed. I remember I mentioned in the community post that Hill might actually have feelings for Tyr. And turns out I was right. Tyr thought Hill was into his sister. But no, it's all about him. I've got a soft spot for Pond's character, especially his smile. It's just so charming. While I am fully here for Hill and Tar, I have to admit I'm pretty excited to see Johan and North's story come next week. Something tells me it's going to be epic, and honestly, I can't wait for next week. Then there's Eccentric Romance episodes 5 and 6. Can we talk about Sung-hoon confessing to Jae? I know a lot of people think he only did it to distract Jae from Jin-wook, but I can't shake the feeling that he might actually like Jae. Jae's jealousy is off the charts, and to be fair, Jin-wook is starting to act a bit suspicious. At first, I thought he might have been framed, but now his behavior is creeping me out. Sung-hoon even found the murder weapon, though he didn't call the police, which was so frustrating. I get it, maybe he didn't have enough proof, but still, Jin-wook needs some serious questioning, and the YouTube guy, I think he knows something. Jae, seriously, can you just believe your friend for once? Sung-hoon has been warning him that Jin-wook is bad news, but Jae still sees it as jealousy. Next week's episode might give us more clues about Jin-wook's innocence or guilt. So let's wait and see. Now on to Bad Guy, My Boss. The I'm with another man scene was hilarious, especially with Pat just standing there smiling like he didn't even realize what was happening. It's like, dude, do you know you might just be another friend with benefits here? I'm calling this episode The Return of the Exes because honestly, what is going on? First Run shows up and then Pat's ex. And Fair Long, is he secretly in love with Kun Ellis? There's definitely some jealousy and unresolved tension there. As for Pat and Elise, Pat, please wake up. Ellis is one big red flag. He's jealous, controlling, and toxic. The ending of this episode was pure comedy gold, with the ex, the friend with benefits, and the whatever Pat is, all gathered together. I can't wait to see Pat come to his senses next week. On to Every You, Every Me episode 3. I'm still amazed by Top and Mick's acting here. They're playing completely different characters in each episode, and it's so natural. Their chemistry shifts and adapts with each new role, which shows just how versatile they are as actors. Mick going from a shy, soft guy in episode 2 to this more confident character with a great build. It's adorable. And Top, he's just killing it. I love that this episode's storyline continues into the next one, making me even more eager for what's to come. Then we've got the finale of First Note of Love, episode 12. What a journey this show has been. I loved everything about it. The songs, the cinematography, and of course the chemistry between the leads. Neil and C just have this spark that can't be beaten. I did wish Reese and Orca got a bit more screen time to flesh out their story, but I'm not complaining too much. I loved how C finally told Neil about their past connection. It gave me so much closure. Taiwanese BLs have been killing it in 2024, and First Note of Love is no exception. Moving on to Kidnap episode 8. The chemistry here was on another level. Min and Q, they're just meant to be. I was frustrated when it seemed like Q was going to leave Min again, but I was so relieved when Min chased after him, and that car chase and bed scene. Perfection. Although, if I'm being picky, I kind of feel like they should have saved that for the next episode. But hey, I'm not complaining. I loved every second. Let free the Curse of Taekwondo. Episodes 3 and 4 had me feeling all kinds of things. I loved the playful moments between Do-ho and Ju-young in episode 3. Their love feels so pure and they don't need a bunch of kisses to show it. But then things got confusing, especially in episode 4. They planned to get a room together after passing their exams, right? But now Ju-young is facing all this drama because of Do-ho's father, and it even led to a police incident. Seeing Do-ho show up 12 years later with no love left for Ju-young was heartbreaking. I need to understand what happened from Do-ho's perspective. Here's hoping the next episode clears things up. Now Jack and Joker episode 7. This episode hit hard. Jack really hurt Joke, especially after all the promises they made to each other. Joke even stopped stealing because of Jack, and then Jack started treating him so coldly. But as the episode went on, I could see what Jack was going through, and then Save's betrayal. It was brutal, especially with him working with Jack's boss and Joke's father refusing to acknowledge him. This episode was so heavy. I cried along with Jack in the end. Yin and War really nailed these emotions. Finally, love in the big city. This series just hit different. When I found out all the episodes were released at once, I binge watched like my life depended on it. It's not just a BL, it's so much more. The show dives deep into real life struggles and emotions, and it's beautifully heartbreaking. It made me smile, cry, and feel everything in between. I'm glad Go Young decided to live for himself, but honestly, I wanted more. This show is it's a masterpiece. Now, to wrap up, let's talk about our poll from last week. Jack and Joker stole the spotlight with a whopping 72% of the votes, followed by Kidnap with 12%, Fourever You with 10%, and First Note of Love with 7%. So congrats to Jack and Joker for winning the poll. If you haven't already, make sure to check it out. It's clearly been a fan favorite. And hey, don't forget to participate in this week's poll. I'd love to hear which series you're all enjoying the most. Thanks for sticking with me, sweeties. Catch you in the next recap.